family. The valedictorian for the class of 2018 in LCS in kindergarten. His community service involvement ranged from various school functions to Lighthouse Ministries and his church. His academic extracurriculars included 2 years on the A team and 4 years on the award-winning mock trial team, which finished second in the state in 2018. This year he served as president of National Honor Society and has held various leadership positions in other honorary societies. He represented his class in various roles in student government. He will continue his studies next year at Grove City College. I'm pleased to present the valedictorian for the class of 2018, Mr. Reese Overholt.
I'm here to say goodbye. I'm here to help you all, my classmates, say goodbye as well. But I'm also here to help you say hello, to step into your future. Because as we enter this world ahead of us, we cannot forget from whence we came. We are here to say goodbye to all of those who brought us to this point, to our parents or grandparents, to whom we owe everything. They paid for our education. They woke us up when we slept through our alarms. They bought a potion board at 9:30 p.m. the day before project was due. They were our first teachers, our constant confidants, and our sage counselors. To my own parents, who exemplify all of these things daily. By the way, someone hand my mom a tissue right now. To them, we are forever indebted. And so to our parents, we say goodbye. To our siblings, who spent their entire lives tormenting us, but also becoming our closest friends. To my own siblings, Carter, Olivia, Jackson, Ellie, Ainsley, and Piper. If you're counting, that's 27. To our siblings, we say goodbye. To our grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, nieces, nephews, great-grandparents, who showed us love from both near and far, many of whom are sitting here with us today. So to our families, we say goodbye. To our pastors, youth leaders, and mentors who poured into our lives, praying for us and with us, investing in us spiritually to equip us as Christians in this world of unbelievers. To these people in our lives, we say goodbye. To our coaches who trained us, taught us discipline, loved us deeply, and taught us how to do life. To my own coaches, Mrs. Brandon and Mrs. Gradner. To our coaches, we say goodbye. To our teachers who had a remarkable influence over us and have wielded it in such positive ways. Our teachers who mentored us, who went far beyond the scope of their curriculum to create well-rounded students, learners. To our teachers, we say goodbye. And finally, to each other, to high school, to our routines and memories, to our friendships and bonds, to daily Jeopardy questions, notebooks, and fourth grade math, to maps of the U.S. that heavily feature Florida, to French jokes and German outbursts, to irrelevant discourses on philosophy and theology, to unpacking and camping out, to Logan and Wilson's airdrops, to Quizlets and Shoshalosa, to Reese quotes and Riley's politics, to Mackenzie's trouble with breathing, to grades being private, to all these seemingly trivial but ultimately valuable aspects of our lives, to these powerful, incredible friendships that have helped shape our very nature. To all of this and so much more, we say goodbye. But in saying goodbye, let us not forget. Let us not forget all that we learned. We can forget about derivatives, despite what Mr. Lissy says. We can forget about covalent bonding. We can forget about my hitting Carson in the nose, although I doubt we ever will. We can forget about motifs in the Byzantine Empire. But let us not forget the instruction that has equipped us. The instruction to centralize the Bible and glorify God. In graduating and saying goodbye, we're not finished. That much is obvious. We hit senioritis towards the end of the year, some of us much sooner, and think it's the end, but it isn't. However, something we tend not to consider is that this is not just the beginning. To say so would be to neglect our entire existence thus far. Instead, let us turn the page, saying hello to our future. We have a whole world in front of us, a world that will be profoundly impacted by the influx of 92 students, passionate students with personalities as strong as ours. We will be saying hello to 13 states across the country, from here in Lakeland to Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North and South Carolina, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New York, and even Washington. Imagine the impact of 92 students who become Christian leaders in 13 different states, in dozens of different colleges and universities. We've been taught what Christianity is. We've even been taught and shown how to live it. Now it's our time. Now it's our time to pray for boldness like the church in Acts and spread out, each of us becoming little lights on little hills across the nation. Each of us saying hello to opportunities to serve, to lead, to live boldly for Christ. We don't all have to be leaders, but we can all stand up, stand steadfastly on this word that we have been taught and strive for excellence. It's one thing to be a Christian or to be a professional, but it is something else entirely, something more profoundly effectual to combine those, striving as Christians to be excellent in our fields. One day, you'll be walking in our gallery and you'll see the name Abby Burton signed in the corner of a masterful piece. One day, you'll go in for surgery and Elizabeth Capano will be standing over you. One day, you'll read the news about a robot uprising and Evan McLaughlin will be to blame. One day, you'll send your kids to school to be taught by Cassie Elaine, Abby Johnson, or Brooke Hannon. One day, Ariana Doherty-Duque will be breaking ground with achievements in techniques in forensic pathology. One day, Anna Roth will be on tour across the country, and Katie Holbert will stand on stage to accept her Tony. Ruthie Hall will be featured on Dancing with the Stars, and Alex Barra will win American Idol. One day, Katie Williams just might be the captain speaking on your flight. One day, Casey Snyder, formerly the record holder for most cats owned, will be the new ambassador to Scotland. One day, I hope you will find me planting a sign in my yard that reads, "Vote McKinney for president." One day, many of you will say hello to parenthood. And in all of this, if you choose to strive for excellence and strive to glorify God just as we've been taught, we will shake the foundations of this world to the ground. So greet your future with the bold assurance that grows from the knowledge that we've been taught. Because when we take what we learn and live it boldly, we will upend this society. When Christ becomes preeminent in our lives, our influence becomes all the more impressive. Our notability becomes more notable. Our prestige becomes more principled. So join with me. Say goodbye to high school and say hello to the events that lie in store for you. Stand up, step forward, and remember where you started and how you got here today. Thank you.